Hey everyone, and welcome.
Or welcome back
to the Wizarding World Legacy Podcast,
where we discuss the magic of the Wizarding World's past, present, and future.
We're your hosts, Eric
and Jasmine.
And today we have a news update episode for you guys.
News!
There's been some casting announcements, and there have been some, leaked photos of what's been happening on set.
They've actually started filming.
We're going to be making sure to share those with you and giving our critiques on what we're seeing in terms of the casting, the wardrobe, all that fun stuff.
Brief pause. Leaked photos. Do you think they're leaked intentionally?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So intentionally leaked.
I think it's to build up the hype.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling hyped.
Yeah, me too. And I do have some critiques, but we'll share those.
Naturally.
Why don't we start with the new casting announcements, because I think these are interesting to cover.
Yes.
And supposedly there's been pretty much everybody for the first one or two seasons is cast, including He Who Must Not Be Named. And the rumor is that they are not naming He Who Must Not Be Named, but he is cast. We do not speak his name. For those who we do have names for, let's get started.
So we got two kiddos.
And that would include Rory Wilmot as Neville Longbottom, the other potential chosen one.
Yes.
This young gentleman is, in my opinion, a decent cast.
Yeah.
He's got light brown hair instead of blonde hair. A lot of people don't realize
in the books,
Neville Longbottom is supposed to be blonde.
There's actually a lot of people in the books who are supposed to be blonde.
Who are not.
Who are not in the films. So
what I find interesting is a lot of people used the illustrations of the characters as the defense for how they were supposed to be portrayed visibly. Mm-hmm. So, case in point, Severus Snape. A lot of people said, well, she drew, Dean Thomas and she shaded him to infer that he was a person of color. She did not do that with Snape, so ergo that plus all the descriptors suggest he's not a person of color. I would think that there would be some difference in how she would have shaded the hair, like lighter versus darker.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The drawings are not really they're not color.
Right.
They're black and white. So I don't know. In any case, he's got light brown hair. They could lighten it up even further and make it blonde.
Yeah, I was going to say, hair color tends to be one of those pretty easily changeable things.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like Draco blonde.
Right.
And
platinum.
And if it's not that blonde, I don't think that's the sword to die on there.
Right. His hair is already light enough.
Yeah.
Where I think it will draw contrast between OG Neville and the new casting for Neville. He is giving cute.
Cute kid vibes, yeah.
Cute kid vibes.
Cute could be kind of aloof if you wanted to. He's got his haircut is kind of like skateboarder kids when we were kids, kind of chill vibes. Yeah.
You mean when you were kids?
Yeah, because I guess that was a long time before you were shut up. Yeah, when I was a kid.
But way back in the historic days.
Shut up.
Kids used to have the fluffy, almost kind of curly.
Actually, kind of like how Daniel Radcliffe was in the fourth movie.
Yes.
How it was long and shaggy, the long shaggy look.
Yes, the long shaggy look. That's what his casting photo looks like. Obviously, we don't know if the cut will change for the movies, but he's giving cute kid.
Because I was a kid when Daniel Radcliffe was a kid.
Right, exactly. Again, eons ago.
Yeah.
But I think I haven't seen him smile. I haven't seen the teeth, and so I don't know if he's got I feel like Neville has
He was supposed to have kind of janky teeth at first. In all fairness, that's something that they can do with prosthetics, and they had to do that for Matthew Lewis when he started glowing up.
Right, because he glowed up hard.
He does not have any acting credits. Not even stage credits, nothing.
Baby.
Just a wee lad. He is supposed to be 11 or very near 11, and so I like that it's a very much age appropriate casting.
Yep, it fits in with Ron, Hermione, and Harry. They're all 10 to 11. Seamus is 7.
From the information I could find, he was a 7-year-old.
He was a 7-year-old.
Yep.
And then Draco is 13 or 14.
Yeah, some sites are saying he's 13 or 14, which I feel like that doesn't work.
No.
Because the aging, sort of jump that you're going to see with him is going to be so quick. I almost feel like you have to film all his scenes up until the time he's a teenager.
But you can't film the counter perspective if anybody else is in the scene, because we actually need the kids to age up.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
Because 7 to 14, I don't know if anyone else remembers that time period. It's getting hazy for me. There were drastic changes.
Yeah,
significant ones. So.
Height, voice,
hair,
like facial structure, like so many things, particularly in boys, so many things changes in that time frame.
Yeah. So kind of crazy, but our first year casting range, 7 to 14 for right now. Neville fits right into that perfect 11-year-old bracket. He's a cute kid. I think that overall his sort of look could be, honestly, as is. He could be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Small tweaks could be made with easy, flippers, hair.
And honestly, it's mostly going to be about like costume design.
Right, and how he acts. And he has no acting credits, so we really can't say if that's going to go well or not, but I'm hopeful.
I'm very hopeful, and I think it's a good choice.
Agreed.
Looking forward to it. The next one we have is Amos Kitson, a very British name, as Dudley Dursley. For the most part, I really like him. Mm-hmm. He's got this full kind of almost like little tough guy kid face to him.
Yes.
And there's a picture of him making a face that's exactly like the gentleman who played Dudley the first time around made. And it's like a perfect match. I'll try to include that photo here. So he can pull it off, obviously.
Right. I think that he's got the facial expression. I mean, even in his like original casting photo, like the one that they had released, he looks like he's almost smirking, almost keeping a straight face. Mm-hmm. Like, I love his face. And he kind of has a bad haircut.
It's not great. Yeah.
Like he's given like...
But it's very British.
It's very British. It's not a great haircut.
No.
But like... He's kind of...
No offense, people from Britain. I mean, it's very British in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Again, historically speaking.
The one complaint I have heard some people say is like, he's not the portly, Dudley that we have described. If you look at his casting photo, he looks like he could be a kind of big kid because he's got a rounder face and like fuller cheeks and stuff. So from here up, he does look the part. He doesn't in some of his set photos. We'll get to those in a moment because I want to kind of share those together. Mm-hmm. But I think they're going to have to do, and it sounds like they probably are doing some fat suit kind of deal with him.
Yep, for him and likely for
Vernon and
Daddy
Dursley.
Daddy Dursley.
Just like the young man playing Neville Longbottom, the boy playing Dudley does not have any credits at all. He does not have stage credits. He does not have commercial credits, anything. He hasn't done anything.
Again, just a baby. Do you know how old he is? I
believe he's also 11.
Okay.
11 or like 12, but I think he's 11, and that's perfect. Dudley's supposed to look a little bit bigger than Harry. Well, quite a bit bigger than Harry, actually. So I think it'll be perfect. I'm actually happy that they have no acting credits because they wanted really like unknown people. And what a way to start off your career.
Just makes me feel really good about where I started my career off.
The next person that had been cast or had been released as being cast is Madame Rolanda Hooch, which is Louise Brealey. A lot of people are probably going to know her only from a few things here in the States. She was in the Sherlock Holmes starring Benedict Cumberbatch as Molly Hooper. So a lot of people in the States are probably going to know her from that role. A lot of her other roles are not commonly seen in the States roles.
That's the only thing I've seen her in.
Discovery of Witches, that's actually a pretty good show. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but Discovery of Witches was not bad. She was in 6 episodes there, but that's an older 2018 show. She's got some acting credits. She did a great job as Molly Hooper, in my opinion.
Very much so.
And that was an excellent show anyways. Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch was so good.
Yes.
And I love the guy who played Dr. Watson.
Yeah, Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's not his real name.
Still think he should be Arthur Weasley, but that's my opinion.
He's too short. I will not hear any more of it.
I'm okay with it.
Moving on.
Anyways, so she's got a lot of acting credits. In terms of her look, what are your thoughts?
She's serving for me.
Serving? What do you mean?
I love it.
Okay, so she serves the look. I like the haircut that they have in her announcement photo, and that's on her IMDb currently.
It's also kind of giving a bad haircut vibe.
Well, it's giving a bad haircut or like somebody who's up on a broom playing Quidditch all day kind of haircut vibe.
Yeah, it also looks uneven.
Like windswept, kind of uneven, tousled around.
Yes, very much so.
I like it.
Overall, I think she looks like Madame Hooch, and especially the second you give her those contacts.
I was literally just going to say, if you give her the bright yellow contacts, I'm looking at her photo now. If you give her the bright yellow contacts, just that like glow from her eyes would be crazy in contrast with like her particular tone of hair and skin and everything else. It It looked great.
Yeah, I honestly have no complaints.
Yeah.
And I think she's a talented actress. So, like, to lean into a little bit of absurdity that is Madam Hooch, especially in the Quidditch scenes, which I'm so excited for this time around because they were so bad in the movies.
They were pretty bad. There was a lot that made them bad.
Right.
One, just how much was left out.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's so many games that are supposed to happen in the movies.
So many games.
Harry never goes to a game.
Oh my God, yeah.
He never goes to one. He's only there if he is playing.
Right.
That's not how that would have been.
No. He actually is just genuinely an athlete who likes to go see other kids.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yep. So I'm hoping they include a lot more in that. The other thing that I didn't really think about until I was listening to some information about the show is Madam Hooch. We hear her calling out all sorts of fouls and stuff like that in the game. And in the movies, no fouls are called. Like there's so much stuff that happens where like people tag team, one of the Gryffindor chasers and like knock her down and she falls all the way to the ground.
And then there's penalty shots.
Yeah, there's penalty shot. Like there's all sorts of things. And all the rules are painstakingly explained.
Right.
So what's the point of explaining all the rules if you're not going to enforce a single one?
Right. If we're not enforcing a single one and if we're not showing that we're actually playing like an athletic game.
And other than the scene where she like throws up the quaffle and says, "I want a nice clean game," you pretty much
From all of you.
You never see her playing the role of the referee.
No.
Yeah.
And there's also that one scene where she has to go out and watch Harry when he's practicing with his new broom and she falls asleep. And it's just like a cute little moment that I want to see more of. And that would take 6 seconds to film.
Well.
Okay. A lot of seconds to film, 6 seconds of
film.
Eventually, I'm going to figure out how to word that correctly, but it's not today.
So I think she's a good casting. I think she'll do a great job. She's already proven her chops as an actress.
Right.
Excited for it.
She looks right.
Our last casting is actually the role of Garrick Ollivander, being played by Anton Lesser.
And he's anything but lesser.
Yes.
In fact, he's more.
He's a lot more. He has more of a list of credits than our last casting member.
Any of our recent casts.
And he's known mostly for his role in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he plays Qyburn, the maester, who does some special experiments.
Pretty messed up stuff.
Yeah.
And he also played Lord John Carteret in Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think those are two of the roles that he's most notable for.
Yeah, that's where I immediately picked him out from.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is definitely the immediate association.
It feels like he has definitely been in the fantasy realm. He's in the big budget, the series instead of the movies kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, he's been in big movies and big TV shows. That's what's cool.
Right.
Because this is a big TV show.
Very much so. So I think that he's definitely got the experience I'm looking for, especially in that fantasy realm where he adopts very different personalities.
I just wanted to point it out as a kind of funny thing. He was in a movie in 2006 called Miss Potter.
Okay.
Just kind of funny. Doesn't speak to his acting credits at all, but it's funny. So those are the main 4 casting announcements. What do you think of his look?
I guess I don't necessarily see him right now as looking old enough. Whenever I picture Ollivander, he's a little more wrinkly and
I think that's because of who originally portrayed him. Honestly, they could put some cloaks and stuff on him.
Right.
And I'd be good.
I definitely think he will make an incredible Ollivander. Like I said, I love his previous work. I'm very excited. But when I first looked at him, when you first look at the person who was cast as Madam Hooch, you go, oh, that's Madam Hooch.
For sure.
But when I looked at Mr. Lesser, I was like, Filch?
You did, actually. Yeah, the first time you saw that announcement, you said, that could have been Filch?
I thought it was Filch. So I think Ollivander being Ollivander, you definitely need the costume and the magic around him.
Sure, for sure.
To create that character.
So I think I had to give it I paused for a second and then I was like, Ollivander, huh? And I was like, yeah, no, Ollivander. He's something about Ollivander. I see him because he's pretty thin. He's a kind of skinny guy.
Yep.
And he is older looking. He's got a lot of white in his hair, although he doesn't have the white hair that Ollivander has. So they'll probably just do that with a wig.
Right.
But I don't know. It's I feel you could play Ollivander in a few different ways. He was played as sort of a soft-spoken kind of character in the movies.
Yeah, but he's not like that in the books.
No. In fact, He's kind of so intrusive and like not guarded in what he's trying to say that Harry kind of like doesn't like him.
Right. He's like unsettling.
Yeah. I think he could pull that off based on his portrayal of Qyburn and just like in general. I think he could pull that off.
I agree.
So I think he's a good casting. He definitely has the acting credit to show that he can pull this off. Mm-hmm. The advantage of him not being too old is that he should be able to make it through the entire series without us being worried about his age.
And we do need him in the 7th. So.
Yes, we do. Those are the main casting announcements. I'm pretty stoked about them personally.
Yep.
I think that the show is going to be off to a good start.
Agreed.
And in fact, it is off to a start because the very first episode has actually already been filmed or they had started filming. Ironically, the day before the last day of shooting of the last movie, 14 years later. So on 7/14/2025, they shot the first scene of the first season, first take, everything. And so we'll link the photo. They have Harry holding the clackerboard that has some of the information about the first scene. So it shows that it's episode 101, which means first season, first episode. It's scene 1, take 1, and roll 101. So that means this is like the first either roll of film or memory card that they're shooting to. And you can see him in his school robes with his like jumper and his tie and all that kind of stuff. And they're shooting on an 18mm lens. I'm not sure because you can't tell from the setting that he's in where they're shooting, like what scene this could be. But if they're shooting on an 18mm lens, that means they're trying to get an establishing shot because it's a wide angle lens. And if they're trying to get an establishing shot and he's already in his robes, that's a little curious. The first scene in the movies was when they were on platform 9 3/4. That was the first scene shot. He wouldn't already be in his robes.
No.
And if they're being book accurate, he still wouldn't be in his robes because he didn't want to show up to the train station in his robes. And Hermione tells him to get changed.
He's in his robes, but he's in Gryffindor colors.
He is, which, I mean, I guess could just be incidental. There was a rumor that the first scene that was shot was the bourgeois scene. Where would you find a bourgeois?
I thought it was a Bezoar.
Bezoar actually comes from a French word, and it would be pronounced bourgeois.
Got you.
But yeah, Bezoar. So where would you find that in the stomach of a goat? Blah, 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 blah. So that whole scene when he's getting grilled by Snape for the first potions class.
So that would make sense.
It would make sense with what he's wearing.
I think it's interesting. The robe is all black, so there's no like interior color of the house. And, you know, we were talking about it. And they get these robes before they come to Hogwarts. Yeah. So it doesn't make sense that their robes would have actually been the color of their houses.
No, it's all fun and cute when you want to buy one at Universal.
If I'm thinking about which robe I'd like to wear, I still like the ones that are like color coordinated.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I don't want to wear a Hufflepuff one because the color is not cute.
Well, the color in the robe is better than the color of the shirts and stuff.
It can be sometimes, but it's still not cute when you're looking at a lovely scarlet, a deep emerald green, or a deep blue, and then you have like mustard. So, don't love it. Interestingly,
his attire is different.
Yes.
So aside from the robes not having the coloration on the inside, his tie is a bit different. Mm-hmm. It is the most Gryffindor-y aspect of what he's wearing because it's kind of like this maroonish red. Or crimson, if you will, with like these gold stripes on it. And it looks to me like aside the gold stripes is kind of like these blue stripes.
I think that's just like the deeper red. I don't think it's blue.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. They come off like, depending on how much you zoom in, they come off different colors. Like sometimes they look bluish, which could be chromatic aberration. From the lens that they took the picture on, they could be black. I'm not sure. And then the jumper underneath is different too, like the vest.
Right.
So it's a totally different stitching. It's almost like a corduroy style stitching.
Yeah, it does look corduroy-esque.
And then it's got like these stripes around the neck. I like it. I like the outfit.
I think he looks adorable. I definitely think it's clean, polished, and looks appropriate. And
the glasses are identical.
Right, the glasses are identical, but you know what's not identical?
It's the scar.
The scar.
It's totally different. And I have some feelings about the scar.
Tell me what your feelings are.
So it's too far over, number one. In the books, it's supposed to be a lot more medial, kind of towards the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's supposed to be smack dab in the middle, but it's supposed to be a lot more midline than it was, even in the movies.
Right.
In the movies, they moved it over. And in the film show, it looks like it's going to be almost at his temple. Like it's wicked far over.
It's like right up. It's over the edge of his eyebrow.
Yeah, it's like it's past the crown of the brow.
Yes.
So to me, it's too far over. And I'm sure they did that so that it's more highly visible most of the time.
Right.
But it's really not supposed to be, because there's times where he like tries to mess up his hair to cover it.
Right.
And Fred and George see it when he like sweeps the sweat off his forehead. I don't know. I don't really love that it's that far over. I do think it's interesting that they did it different in terms of its appearance.
Yeah, it very much looks like a scar that's healed. Whereas I think Harry's looks like...
Well, it kind of looks different that sometimes if he's reacting to it. Did you notice that? Like sometimes they make it look almost darker. This looks like he's got a keloid scar.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what a keloid scar, people sometimes will dump like collagen and stuff like that into like a wound. And so it heals with like a bulky scar. So if you ever, dressed up as Frankenstein for Halloween, you have that big thick scar. That's a keloid scar, a worm-like scar. It kind of looks like that, which is interesting, because I thought it was described as being like this like thin, almost like cut into his skin. When they see, like when they're talking about the baby in the crib.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. I want to look at the exact wording.
The lightning, I think there's so many different ways you could do that, because I've seen some people who did their own like artist renditions.
I was going to say, I've seen some cool ones, and I kind of wanted it to be like actual lightning.
I think this is fine for that. You can't see the whole thing in the photo, which is tough to make a total critique of it.
Right.
But I'm not mad if it doesn't look exactly like the movie one. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a little cartoonish anyways.
And I think last but certainly not least regarding Harry is that in this photo, he does not have green eyes.
He does not. And that also implies, like, if he's in costume and they're taking this photo, that implies that they're not doing the contacts thing.
Right.
But they could always digitally, enhance them in post.
Right.
It's more work. And for a show where you're trying to, like, be quick and kind of keep the ball rolling because you're working on a tight timeline while trying to do
kids that are aging.
With kids that are aging, trying to do a season per year, trying to get in, enough shooting days to be able to do a good job with such a high budget film. I would think you'd want to do the contacts route. But then again, contacts sometimes in close-ups can be tough, because you can see that little lip and it looks bluish where it meets the iris of the eye. Huh. So then you'd still have to digitally enhance it to try to get rid of that.
Yeah.
If you're doing close-ups on the face of the eyes.
I was going to say, if you're looking at doing digital enhancement anyway.
I don't know which is easier, to be honest, but we also got a photo, I think it was it the same day or the next day?
It was very close
next day,
succession.
I think. So the next day we got a photo of somebody else in costume.
Hagrid.
Yeah, so Nick Frost as Hagrid. There's a lot of mixed opinions. What are your thoughts? I gave the thoughts first on Harry.
I'm not upset about it. I think that I really need to see him playing the part to be able to get a better idea.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about it. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we all gotta wait to see what it looks like once it's done post-production, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So that's like the first thing. With that said, looking at the wardrobe first, I would think that his coat would be a little more battered than we're seeing it here. Like it would be a little rougher, but I do love that they did pockets galore, right? We got like a pocket here, pocket down here, pocket down. Like there are a bunch of pockets.
Yep.
There's kind of like a joke in the book where it says Harry thought his coat may be made of nothing but pockets.
Pockets, yeah.
And I don't mind the attire he's wearing underneath either.
I think he should be a little fatter.
He should be bigger. Yeah, there's some memes about Ozempic Hagrid online because it's kind of funny if you look at his attire again. It almost looks like he's got a button bursting. He doesn't. This is just like the seam of the shirt.
Right.
It looks like he's got a button bursting on the bottom of his shirt if you look closely. But his face looks thin.
Yeah.
Right. Like he looks like a guy who was big, which Nick Frost was a pretty big dude and lost a lot of weight because he lost all the sort of fat in the maxillary and zygomatic kind of area.
Cheeks.
Yeah, sorry, in his cheeks. He lost his fat in his cheeks. The other thing that's kind of been a running joke is that he looks like he's a cosplay character.
Yeah, like he does look.
He looks like somebody where if you went to PotterCon, this would be somebody coming as Hagrid.
I'm hoping that because these are just like screen tests. So, like, I'm hoping that we're going to fill in the beard and give, like, stubble up above. Because it's a very clean line.
Well, I think the biggest problem is not even the beard. Because he's grown a beard before, right? And you could just attach it to his natural beard. Because this is his face, his mustache.
Right.
And you could see his beard underneath here. I think the problem is that his face is too clean. All right, so it doesn't match the texturing of the beard. It doesn't match this person who's supposed to be wild. And like his face, it's like a cutout.
Yeah.
Right? And so you've got like the mustache and the beard down here and the hair is pretty big. but it's like a cutout. There's supposed to be so much hair that you can basically see his black beetle-like eyes. And I see him being like a warm, lovable character.
Yeah.
But he's too clean. Like, he's meant to be this ruddy, like, giant dude.
I'm going to hold off official judgment, but...
Yeah. Precisely. So those were sort of screen test or like during the day of shooting kind of photos. They're separate photos. They're not from like on set per se.
Right. Those were smiling at the camera.
Yes. We have some other photos that are from on set. And these are not like facing and smiling at the camera.
No.
Firstly, we have our gentleman playing Daddy Dursley. This is for the zoo scene. So I do find it interesting that people said, oh, they filmed the bourgeois scene first, and now they're at the zoo. It's weird that they would backtrack like that.
Right.
But maybe they just want to get the vibe out there with people in there, like...
I think that there's 1,000,001 different things that contribute to, why they film.
When they film, what they film.
What they film, exactly.
Yeah. What do you think of Vernon? We'll start with that.
He's not big enough.
He doesn't look big at all.
At all. He looks skinny.
I mean, it's a little tough here because it almost looks like somebody retouched the photo to like smooth out his skin, which is a little weird. He's got like this weird puffiness around his eyes that this guy doesn't usually have.
Right.
And it's weird. He looks creepy. Like he looks like a creepy IT guy.
Yeah.
To me from like the 90s. I don't know. It's weird. It's also the angle that they shot this photo at. Yeah. Like there's a couple women that are like here and he's kind of looking back. He looks like a creep.
Yeah, he's given a little bit of a creep. The glasses don't help the creep vibe. You know what he reminds me of?
Ted Bundy?
Yep. That's that.
Yep.
Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. So this looks more like a Netflix series than an HBO series.
Yes. Again, these are just photos that we have very early on, not post production.
And they're photos. It's not even from the angle of the camera.
Right. Like it everything could feel and look different post production. Right now,
He doesn't have the big walrus mustache.
Nope. And there's no.
Which neither did the last gentleman who played him.
It was more walrusy than his is.
It definitely was. It was bigger. It was
And it came like...
Yeah, it kind of came like down. He doesn't have that, but at least he has a mustache that does fit the 90s. For sure.
He does have a 90s fitting mustache.
And the glasses are wicked 90s. The haircut's very 90s.
I need him to be bigger. I need a bigger and more spectacular mustache. I mean, I want to look at a mustache and go... That's a mustache.
You can't be clapping that loud.
No, I know. I'm going to clip everything. It's fine. But still, like, I think the mustache should be spectacular.
It should fit the description for sure. So not big enough on the mustache and on the person. I will say the 90s vibe, they're going hard. With the wardrobe. Like, the hair, again, the mustache, the way that it looks is very 90s. The clothes, super, super 90s. Mm-hmm. The glasses are wicked 90s vibes. He looks more age appropriate than the previous Vernon, for sure.
Yeah.
Petunia is also in this photo, although she's kind of like off to the corner.
We get a tiny little glimpse of her.
Yeah, I'll show the photo that shows more of her than the one we're looking at right now. But what are your thoughts on Petunia?
She's giving Karen.
Sorry if her name's Karen.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have like the long neck. She's got a little bit around her face. She does have the blonde hair.
Yes,
I'm
she
stoked
does
about
have
that.
the blonde hair. So it sounds like we're leaning more accurate in that direction. Lots of volume to that hair.
Again, a very 90s vibe.
Short little 90s bob.
Not too short though. Sunglasses she's wearing, very 90s.
Yeah, so they're like leaning hard into the 90s. But Petunia is giving like almost fashionable Karen more so than... Petunia was giving like a housewife in like, florals at home. I don't think this version of Petunia is giving that.
Which, I don't know, I might be okay with. I'll be interested to see how their dynamic is different than what we saw in the movies.
I also want to see that height difference.
To sort of comment on the whole 90s vibe, how they're going hard for the attire and stuff like that. I think, so people, of course, of my age who are like genuinely alive and experiencing the 90s, you weren't even born to the 2000s, were you?
No, I'm 97.
Okay. So people who are actually like old enough to experience the 90s.
Remember the 90s.
I think it makes sense. Like, even though you might have this perception of it being a little bit overdone, I think it actually makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's going to be, hopefully, a lot of viewers who weren't alive even in the early 2000s.
Right.
So if you're attracting a younger audience, they're going to have no sense of this, like, time frame.
It's just going to be like, when people are watching Stranger Things and it's an 80s vibe and it's totally different.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't, like, vibing around remembering the 80s. And so seeing it looks different. And so I think really leaning into this is giving a very similar, like, time shift.
I'm hopeful that like they'll stay true when it comes to like technology and that kind of stuff. There shouldn't be like cell phones or those kind of things. You know, the late 90s, you would have had like your bag phone that was installed in your car, or you might have had like with you, and then you'd bring it places to plug it in. But there shouldn't be like cell phones or those kind of things yet. So I'm hopeful, you know, if there's any computers, I hope it's like the big, like the big old Macintosh and that kind of stuff. And that would really only be if they show Vernon at work, which they better show that scene.
Right. And speaking of 90s.
Dudley?
Yeah.
His out.
Oh, good God.
So this is the picture where he's making a very similar face to the original Dudley. Yeah, that tracksuit, though.
It's a tracksuit.
That 90s tracksuit.
A wind blown.
It's like a pastels, like not even like even more muted than pastel.
We can't describe it. You'll see it.
Yeah, it's something. It's something. Something I would definitely see him wearing though.
Right, like it feels
Dudley.
Right, it feels Dudley. They're taking it in such a drastically different direction, which I very much appreciate because I want to feel like this is different, but it's a lot.
It's a bit. It's a bit for sure.
It's a bit much.
They're doing a fat suit.
Yep.
They are. It's been confirmed. The problem is that there are components of him that are not going to be in a fat suit, like his arms. And so he doesn't have fat arms.
No.
And it's kind of weird if you have somebody who's like very appropriately proportioned with a fat suit in their body.
Right.
And then just bleep, twiggy arms. And he kind of has that look to him.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid. Like as a kid, because I had one of my closest friends, he was very like shy about being overweight. So he always wore like longer shirts and stuff. But it was very proportional.
Right.
Because like if you're holding on to fat, you're going to be using it for all those growth spurts and stuff like that. And it just kind of burns off evenly. So you wouldn't be all fat here as a kid.
It's not like he's got like a beer gut.
No, right. Which, I mean, even as a kid, you can have just like mostly a belly, but it's proportional. Like they did the fat suit very proportional, and then his arms are just skinny. And it's made more apparent because of the
particular cut of the tracksuit.
Yeah, it's kind of like that diagonal cut off short sleeve, but not kind of Bill Belichick-y a little
bit.
Yeah, so it's an interesting look in and of itself. Yeah. And then you add that component to it. I don't know what they're going to... Now, granted, they could use like a warp tool and kind of make his arms look a little bit bigger if they had to, but what a pain in the ass that would be in post-production.
Yep.
Yeah.
God bless the post-production team.
But the look overall, I think it's good. It works.
Yeah, I agree.
It works. I kind of like, too, that they're not going overly stylized. The previous kid who played Dudley was like hard parted hair and like all that kind of stuff, very well like manicured sort of. I like that they're not doing that actually.
Yeah, he's like his hair is like pretty natural.
Yeah, because like a kid in the 90s who's like wearing a tracksuit and like hanging out with friends, he's in a gang, he beats kids up.
Right.
And,
he's not going to be manicured like that.
Right. He's going to want to look a little tough, and this nice parted hair doesn't look tough. Interesting difference in this particular photo between the new Harry and the original Harry. What are your thoughts? One, he's making like such a little dickhead.
I was gonna say I just can't really get over the face he's making.
Yeah.
So
let me see if I can pull up another photo of him.
No. What are your thoughts? Just tell me what you're thinking.
On this one?
Yes.
So he looks like, I don't know, maybe this means he's gonna be as snarky as we want him to be. I'm hoping. But he's doing this like kind of thing at the camera. And I don't understand what would be making this kid make that face on set. That's what I want to, like, I want to be there to know what caused that face.
I don't know. What, you just see something gross, like...
Or he's squinting.
Or he's squinting. Yeah, no, it's not a flattering photo of
also, it looks like he's got lipstick on.
Yes, I was going to say that. Are we tinting the lips?
Kind of looks like it. I kind of like the look of the original Harry compared. Like, just the way his hair looked for the first season, the way the glasses kind of sat on him.
A lot of volume in Dominic's hair.
Yeah, it's like they puffed up this area, which is weird because the original photos they showed of him, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I also don't know that like puffed up 11-year-old hair is a vibe in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, unless he was doing hairspray was a big thing. So maybe if they had hairspray in it.
But what 11-year-old boy is doing hairspray?
Well, his hair was always like unkempt and like crazy. So maybe that's why. But the Dursleys are going to let him use hairspray?
No, that's a good point. They're going to spend money? No.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's no.
And I think part of the reason for the scar in this photo
is different.
Is different than like the one we had seen before. This looks like the original Harry Potter scar. but still keloid-esque.
Yes, but better. It looks better here.
A little better, still too far over.
Yes.
That's the first time I zoomed in enough to actually look at that.
We have to look at a different picture. In the release photo, his hair looks like Harry Potter appropriate.
Yeah, in the casting announcement where he didn't do anything with his hair, it looks so much better.
It looks like how I thought Harry's hair would look.
These set photos that have leaked so far, or quote unquote leaked, are interesting. I've got sort of mixed feelings about them in terms of like, it seems that for the most part, they're trying to be pretty book accurate with the character appearances. For the most part.
For the most part.
They're definitely trying to set the vibe of like this being the 90s.
Love.
Yeah, I definitely love that.
Can't wait to see what it was like.
Okay. But I really just want to see how this plays on screen.
Yes.
I was watching funny enough, a cinematographer who was kind of breaking down, like, it's strange that they're going to be doing a show that relies on VFX and magic and this aging cast, that they're going to turn it into a show and it's going to be so complicated, and just kind of bringing up, like, where are the corners going to be cut?
Oh.
And I'm hopeful that because the budget is just so huge, and because there's aspects of like certain sets that they're going to be able to reuse and places where they're going to be able to save time.
Right.
I'm hopeful that won't be a big issue, but that does worry me a little bit. Like, where will they have to cut corners in order to make sure things get done on time? But we've seen like glimpses of several sets already.
Right.
Great Hall. We have seen the construction underway for the platform 9 3/4. They've already got the train that they're going to be using, and they were already rehabbing that. There's so much stuff that's already been done and that's underway, and there are things that they're going to be reusing.
Right.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I can't wait to actually like see the first episode.
Very excited for the first episode. You know, we should probably start thinking about how we're going to celebrate the first episode.
Yeah, we are going to be doing a perfect Potter premiere party preparation episode.
I mean, we've got to get that underway.
We do. Yeah, and
urgently.
we may have some guests for that.
Stay tuned.
We'll be definitely sharing how we're going to be partying for the Potter premiere. There we go.
There it is. How are you going to party for the Potter premiere? Absolutely. In the comments, leave us your thoughts on
all the casting announcements.
And what you think about these leaked photos.
Yeah.
Is the 90s vibe working for you? But also let us know what you're thinking about how you're going to party for the premiere.
Are you guys going to like get together with a friend who has like a outdoor projector so you can like watch it on this big, huge screen? Or are you going to be like watching it on your
particularly great sound setup?
And what are you going to be doing for like treats? Are you going to be like making it a big thing?
Drinks. Are we having drinks? Or are we not having drinks? I want to know.
We're having drinks.
Yeah,
we're
having drinks for sure.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're going to be doing in the comments. Obviously, like and subscribe.
That's it. That wraps up the announcements. So until next time, keep your wands at the ready.
And stay magical.
Anytime.